I'm going over this page with you because it's important now, perhaps in the future. You may want to bookmark some of these and start thinking about some of the others. First of all, throughout this process and this course, I have used the APA style blog. I've provided you with links. You can go there and search it if you want to do so. And the reason I have done so is the APA style blog belongs to the people who are creating the citations and documentation rules. They are the people. And you know what? Sometimes in the next 5 years before they come up with 8th edition or something, those rules change. And guess where they show up? Yes, in the APA style blog. This is going to be the anchor. If you have a book, the book is awesome, keep with it. But if there's any sort of changes, if a new type of technology is developed, something emerging and new that we didn't think about, imagine the years like when all of a sudden Snapchat happened, or now people are using Telegraph or something else, and you're like, whoa, how do I cite this? The APA style blog. Go there and do a search. Let me take you in there. Mostly through this, I've been giving you nothing but links into it, but this is the blog itself. It has a search. So if you want to go in, you're like, I don't know. I know there's a law or some rules about authors. How do I find them? Go here, citing authors with the same surname. What if you have multiple works with the same author and you have your alphabetized references? What goes first? Where do they go? How do I set them apart? All sorts of little things that can happen with your piece. You'll come to the style blog and do a search. If you have time in the blog, you can actually write the people. Like, it's not going to help you at midnight, but if you have a couple of weeks, you can actually write them with your special problem, and they will sometimes give you a link and sometimes answer your question, especially if it's novel, new, and different, and you'll be part of a blog yourself, which I think is exciting. So that's why I put this here. I want you to bookmark the APA style blog. If you're going into the social sciences or taking those in your academic career, this will be a great place for you to go. The book is awesome, but it was published last year, so as time goes on, it's going to change. And these are the authorities right here. Now then, I want to make sure no matter where you go, and here, and I've said this often, but make sure you use your college writing center and your library. These are your two big places to come for APA help. Now, for things like the writing style and whatnot, the writing center is going to be great. Any college or university you go to, these two things will be true. But the largest thing overarching all of this will be, if you have a really gnarly AP question, go to the person who's grading your paper, because they will make that final decision. Okay, so always remember that part as well. Use your support services, but hey, talk to your instructor as well. Very important. That's who's going to make the final grade on your paper. Other authoritative APA style resources. Probably you have used this or you know about it and you're like, Rhonda, why did you not include this in the piece? Well, I think APA style blog is better. It has certainly stronger examples. It's easier to search, but this is here as well. And be sure to take the time to use it if you want to do so. It has list of reference list. So the things that go at the end of your references, it's going to have this section. It's also going to have in-text citations. You may or may not want to use it for this particular project, but they have examples of, should we say it, all the things. All that so has sample papers. It talks about how to set up title pages and things of that nature. That has not been necessary for this class, but it may be necessary for others. I don't want to abstract or title pages. Some of your professors will. You're like, what are those? If you come here, it'll give you some sample papers and other ways. It has all sorts of things to help you out. And when you get to headings, and one day you will, this will also be helpful. Meantime, let me kind of come over here and steal this. This is just a random scholarly article. I'm going to go back to Purdue. It has this. Now I have a section here. We'll go over a few more of citation generators. This has these things: a book, a journal article, online film, website, and it can be helpful. Probably some of you that don't know these things exist wonder why I didn't introduce you to them in the first place. It's because they're not always right, and I need you to know where the authority is. Okay, let's look at this. Cite. And it should be using APA. I was in the APA section. I'm going to click continue. And it's going to let me make some decisions here. See, the way we've been going through it in this course, you would know not everything is capitalized in a title. It's up for first word, word after a colon, proper noun and noun phrase. And you can fix that right here. If there's something about the authors, like right here, you see it did not fix this for you. You notice the first initial. You can come in here and fix it. Now that you know that's true, this could be something you could use quite easily. We know this is the volume, the issue. In this, we have beginning and page numbers. Perhaps it didn't pull it through. We know it's 120. We're making this up, by the way, to 125. And it has the DOI number, complete citation. Let's see what it looks like. View sponsored message. We're going to have to watch this. I see Chegg is everywhere. So I'm going to put you on hold as I have to go through this sponsored message. Just to let you know, I had to watch 3 ads to get to this. So you will see it here. And the only reason it's correct is because I corrected it. And that is italicized. So it's in good shape. So you just need to double space it and make sure that hanging indent is right or whatever type of thing you need to do for your paper. But as you can see, it sort of works. And I need to make sure it's in 7th edition, which didn't change this particular one substantially. But I had to make the changes. Okay? And understanding how APA works now, this is something you could also do easily and also check it. So let me get away from this. So to me, this is a little, it's useful, but it's kind of a, I don't know, can we say, all those ads. Anyway, I wasn't appreciating all those ads, but it's there. And I wanted you to know it and like not believe that I hid this from you. It is useful, but it's only for this 4 different formats. So, the other thing I'll make sure you know, like if you're missing something in your formats, suppose if you're like myself, you forgot to put a page number, a volume number, or you use some sort of abbreviation that made sense to you when you did it, but not so much now. You can go here, put in your title or other information. It will take you to Google Scholar only if it's a scholarly article. You see this little thing here? It will give you an APA citation. You can see this is not right on several levels, but if you're missing a page number or the name of the journal, or you forgot to put down the publication date, if you need another way of looking at the authors, this is useful. Again, correct it, but this is just good if you're trying to find something you're missing or you can't figure out what you did with the title and author or something like that. Another place to go is called Crossref. Now, this is again only scholarly articles. You're going to search the metadata. You can put all this information in here. Put this. And this is really very helpful to try to find DOI numbers if you don't want to put URLs, because sometimes you can find them in this way. You'll see that it's here. And also, just like Google Scholar, you can make some corrections. If you're missing some information in your citation elements, it does have a citation button. You see it looks like a little machine printing, so it's not going to have italics or anything like that. We're not sure which version of APA it is, but it does have the ampersand for the and. We can see the title is not capitalized correctly. We know this needs to be italicized. It's not. This needs to go away. And it ends with a DOI, which is good. And if this goes away, the period moves over here and replaces the comma. But you can see, again, it's not correct. You still need to know the rules to be able to fix the piece. But I want you to know that it's here because it could have other uses for you. And it has different citation styles as well. Now this is new. I did not know this existed, and this is not bad. We did go to a citation generator that was up there with the online writing lab OWL, but this actually is promising. It's still copy incorrect, but this is based on a larger citation and documentation service where it's called citation management. I'll kind of end with that. I didn't go into that a lot in this class because if you're working with 8 sources or probably up to a dozen, a lot of the major citation management pieces may be just too much for you, but they're coming at you in your academic career and they will make your life easier. This is like a baby section of the larger Zotero, but it's browser based. See, I didn't have to download anything. You can also do manual entry. And I'm going to go to Cite. I have it set to APA 7th edition and it's spinning away. I'm going to keep you with me. Oh yeah, it is that one. I will select that one. And there it is. Now, this doesn't have the, the spacing or the hanging indent, but what this did actually do was fix the title, which I've never seen a piece do. It does have the and for the ampersand. We do have the italicized journal name and volume number. We would get rid of this because we need beginning and end page numbers, but this would work. So even though this is kind of good and robust, you still might have to fix it. And you have an opportunity to manual entry. It's browser based and it has no ads or junk. See how beautiful and clean this is? Right now, this is my favorite of the ones to use. But let me show you one more. This is Scripper APA generator. Let's go to that. APA citations for free. It's just going to give you these limited. Does it have another? Yes, it does. We're going to pick journal article. It does have lecture slides and a bold array of other things. It will allow you to do manual entry. This is the piece that we're doing. It's published. Sometimes you might have a preprint or something like that, and that will allow you to put that in there. Do you see this title? It's not correct, but if you go through and correct it, it will be correct when it comes out the other side. You could get rid of this, so you don't have to get rid of it in the end piece. This is correct. You see these names? If you didn't know, you wouldn't know to turn these all into initials. I'm not going to do that for all of them. And cite source. Let me figure out what that is. So it's saying the beginning and end page is required. So you might have to put something in there if there's nothing there, just to get it to do what you want it to do. So if you had corrected the authors and if you had corrected the title, this would have been pretty somewhat okay. But again, sometimes it's much easier just to hand do it yourself. You may not feel like that right now, but having just gone through 3 of these in a row, I feel like I could have written it out by myself. But those are your options, and I want you to know those are available to you. Now, as you move along, this is going to become really difficult to keep up with 20 different ideas, the notes, the different citations, in-text, and otherwise you may use, and you're going to need something more robust than Word or your Google Documents. Some people actually use a spreadsheet as their device. They keep their little authors, titles, names all separate. But as you move on, these items, Mendeley, Zotero, and EndNote, and as you move on to your future colleges, your librarians and your writing center will be having classes on these things. I just put a little video in here. It's only 3 months, and I'll show you the magic that it does. These are 3 of the main ones that are in use right now, but there are dozens. Whatever your professor advises, please use that. I know I've worked at a university once, and the psychology professor wanted everyone to use this, and the social science department wanted everyone to use this one. So just be aware they're both there. People do have favorites. These things are going to be able to manage when you have these multiple pieces. They're just going to be able to do the citation generation. It's going to be able to put together your bibliography. But as always, please absolutely look at it. Check it. And I think now you have all the skills to do that. You know there's going to be rules about the author. You know there's going to be rules about multiple authors. There's going to be a rule about how the publication date looks. There's going to be rules about the title, what's italicized, what's capitalized. There's going to be all these different rules about the different main citation pieces. So always look for those rules and check your work, and you're going to be great. And you can always run it by your writing center or your library, and they would be glad to look over your work and help you out with it. Okay? You're not alone. You're on this wonderful journey, and you have support services here. You're going to have support services where you're going. And you know what? If you ever want to write me back and say, hey, Rhonda, will you look over my references and citations? I would gladly do so. It would be, in fact, an honor. So I hope this section made sense. If I were you, I would at least copy some of these that seem to make sense so that you keep them with you and you can use them fearlessly in the rest of your courses.